up, let's address another set of earnings. We've got the management of Metropolis Healthcare joining in right now, Ameera Shah on the show. Ameera, hi, morning. Great to have you on the show. You guided for a better Q2 than what we saw in Q1. And indeed, that's happened, right? Are you satisfied with the growth? And where do you see, H2 headed for you?
Thanks. No, absolutely. Q2 has been better than Q1. Not as good as expected, because usually with the monsoons in July, August and September, we usually see more infectious diseases and therefore more testing. This time, because of delayed monsoons, we actually did not see any rains in September at all, and therefore we had a slightly muted September. But some of that has actually fallen into October. Because rains, some rains which came at the end of September have increased the volume of tests in October. But H2 is always usually better for Metropolis than H1. And therefore, this year too, we expect H2 to be a better growth and better margin year for us.
Ameera, we also understand that the competition in the industry is going down. In fact, some of your peers have also been talking about price rises coming in. And that, completely the bottom of the pricing seemed to have happened in the industry. Would you agree with that? And are the chronic tests also witnessing better pricing, or ordinary testing has also seen overall the industry is witnessing improved pricing?
See, actually, if you see, pricing has never been constant across the industry. Every company has had sort of their own pricing. And depending on the geographies in which you're strong in, you have an ability to price at more premium, or where you're not so strong, your prices were lower, or even if your prices were not lower, your discounts were higher to intermediaries. With the new competitors coming in the last 2 years and large deep-pocketed competitors, there was a big worry that it is going to impact the growth prospects of the business. And frankly, we have seen even last year we grew at mid-teens on our core business, the non-COVID business, and this year also we are heading in the same direction. So I think generally the prospects for the industry are bright, at least for us. And we believe that while competitive intensity has decreased in the last 2 quarters, this will at least hopefully stall the increased discounting that was happening in the industry and really spoiling the market in some way. And it should be a little bit more steady shift from here out.
What are your thoughts on expansion into Tier 2, Tier 3? Because, high-tech labs and in general, the country is witnessing much improved testing standards and even willingness to pay for it from the citizens. People prefer going to standard places now. So you have put that into place as far as your strategy is concerned in Tier 2, Tier 3?
No, absolutely. Actually, if you see, we've added about 15 labs in the first half of the year. We're adding another 15 in the second half. And majority of these are all in Tier 2, Tier 3 towns where we don't have labs today. So actually things are moving in the right direction in Tier 2, Tier 3. And, of course, the dynamics or the economics are slightly different in metros where you're already mature versus Tier 2, Tier 3 that you get into. But this is the growth for the future. And we do believe that, usually by year 1 or 2, we do see a fair sort of operating break-even. And then by year 3, we do see it coming back to the group margins. So I think there is a lot of positivity in building in Tier 2, Tier 3, and we are definitely doing a lot of expansion. We've grown from just being in 350 towns to being in 500 towns just in the first half of this year. So we've added almost 150 towns in just the first half of this
year. For that expansion, would you prefer build or would you prefer acquiring too as well? Because at the same time, size of the balance sheet which you have right now, there are a lot of regional players who want to align themselves with national chains such as yours, or even sell out. Is that also on the cards?
You're right. There are a lot of deals available on the table, a lot of people wanting to align and wanting to do a partnership, because growth for them is also difficult on their own. But what we normally find across the industry is the standards of ethical governance are not always very high, and in terms of the smaller unorganized sector and sometimes the bigger organized sector also. So we're very careful and selective in who we want to acquire, because the last thing you want to do is inherit a lot of skeletons in the closet. So we're very selective, but yes, we are looking at bolt-on acquisitions in a very serious way in the coming few years.
Ameera, great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking with us today.
Happy Diwali.
To you too as well.